Let's cook up some collard greens and cabbage for the Thanksgiving holiday or any time. Over here in the bowl, I got some collard greens that I've washed and chopped already and chilled. And here I got a half a cabbage that I chopped up in a bowl. And then in this bowl here, I got some sweet onion, Spanish onion, like maybe a fourth of a large Spanish onion, like a half a bell pepper, and some fresh garlic chopped. Over here, I got some chicken broth in the box. If you don't have the chicken broth, you can always use a couple chicken bouillon cubes and a bottle of water. Same thing. Then I got a Sazon packet, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. And then I got some bacon here that I'm going to render the fat. It's mostly fat on this bacon, so I kept it in the freezer. And I'm going to chop that up into pieces and put that over in our cast iron skillet. If you don't have a large cast iron skillet like this one here, y'all, you can always use your small cast iron skillet as well. Just make sure you got some kind of lid, like a pot or a skillet like this one, to give it a cover if you don't have a lid. So yeah, this is the ingredients for making collard greens. I'll show y'all on the next clip how we start the process off with rendering the bacon fat in the skillet. And then once we got some grease all rendered in the skillet from the bacon fat, then we're going to go ahead and get our collard greens in the skillet and cook those, steam those. This particular bowl is like a small bowl, so I'd say probably about an hour and a half. We're going to steam these up, and then we'll get the cabbage added in at the last minute. While their collard greens are steaming, you want to go ahead and after about 45 minutes to an hour, add your bell pepper, onion, and garlic medley while they're steaming. But I'll come back later and I'll show y'all the process while they're steaming in the skillet of what's going on. It's your girl Jack from Zoladonsfreshmarket. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're learning how to cook, or for anybody that wants to learn how to cook collard greens and cabbage. Not just for the Thanksgiving holiday, but for any time. Hit that notification bell so you'll always know when I post. And I'd like to thank you for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next clip. Alright gang, we got the collard greens in the skillet with our green bell pepper, our onion, and our garlic, and our bacon. And then I put a little onion powder, a little garlic powder, and our Sazon packet in here. And then I poured like maybe a half a cup of chicken broth. You just want enough to keep it steaming. So right now this is what our collard greens are looking like in the skillet. And we're gonna let this cook. Right now it's been about 12 minutes. So this is what that whole bowl of collard greens has cooked down to. Y'all know collard greens shrink, or most green vegetables, they shrink. So this is what those collard greens in that bowl have cooked down to. We're gonna let these simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour more. They've been cooking for like 12 minutes, so we're gonna let them simmer for like 45 more minutes, y'all. Cook your greens about an hour and then add your cabbage in, because cabbage does not take that long to cook. So you don't want to add your cabbage in the pan at the same time as your collard greens. Cook your collard greens for at least an hour and make sure they're mostly done before you add your cabbage in. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know when I post. If you're learning how to cook, it's your girl Jack from Zoladonsfreshmarket. Happy Thanksgiving season. I hope y'all try the recipe out and y'all enjoy the recipe. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all on the next clip. Okay, gang. The collard greens basically done. So we're going to go ahead and get that cabbage added in. I can see we got a little broth on the bottom. So we won't need to add any more broth. Let's get our cabbage added in. Alright. All right, we got our cabbage added in, and I'm gonna grab some tongs so we can just start grabbing greens from the bottom, putting them on the top, getting everything mixed up. So I'll be back to show y'all what it looks like when I got everything mixed up before I make a big mess. Okay, gang, we back. We got our collards and cabbage mostly mixed up here. And we're gonna let it cook down. Let me say, this is a great way if you're trying to feed a big crowd and you can't necessarily afford to buy all those collard greens, or you don't want to go through the process of picking a bunch of collard greens. Go ahead and get you a couple heads of cabbage to go with those bunches of collard greens. And I say, like, for every one head of cabbage, you can do like 4 bunches of collard greens or what have you, and that'll help stretch your collard greens a little further and feed a much bigger crowd, and everybody is still getting their greens in for the holiday. So it's your girl Jack, Zoladonsfreshmarket. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well, so you know when I post. If you're trying to learn how to cook, I got a bunch of crafts on my channel. I also do the crocks as well. I create crocks. I don't necessarily show the process on the channel, but if you purchase a kit from me, you can learn the process. I do provide instructions with my crocks kits, but I'm trying to teach how to prepare Thanksgiving dinner. So this is a great side for anyone learning how to cook, or just anyone that needs a dish to take Thanksgiving dinner. This is a great side that you can prepare and take, and your family will definitely love and enjoy. So I'll be back on the final clip, y'all, to show y'all what it's looking like once the collard greens and cabbage are done. I'll let y'all know I cooked the collard greens for 45 minutes, and then I added in the cabbage to the collard greens and gave it a mix. I'm going to give this, probably cook this up for like maybe another 10-15 minutes. Cabbage doesn't take that long to cook, so I'll be back to show y'all what it looks like on the final clip. Alright, gang, we all set. Collard greens and cabbage is all done. Hope you enjoy the recipe. Go ahead and follow me for more great ideas in the kitchen. This is a great side again for Thanksgiving that you can take, and you can mix collard greens and cabbage together to try to save a few dollars, because usually cabbage is cheaper than buying a bunch of collard greens. It's your girl Jack from Zoladonsfreshmarket, and I catch y'all on the next video. Bye.